Wish you all a marvelous Monday. I welcome you all for the Fancy Artist channel for the live session. Today is 13th day. I have continuing. I'm continuing the live session. Okay, and so far we are concentrating on the human nervous system, isn't it? Yeah. So I hope all the concepts will be very useful for you for class 10 guys. So if you have any doubts, please comment me. So I am here to help you. Okay. So children, today we are going to see about the peripheral nervous system. Okay, now. So just a recap in the last session. What you have learned in the last session, we have learned about the spinal cord and what is the cerebrospinal fluid and what is its function, and also we have studied about the reflex action, isn't it, on Saturday's session. Okay, and today we are going to concentrate a peripheral nervous system and the autonomous nervous system. So I have started the central nervous system consists, that is your nervous system consists of three parts: your central nervous system and your peripheral nervous system and the autonomous nervous system. In that, the central nervous system constitutes the brain and the spinal cord, isn't it? And we studied about the structure of the brain. It consists of forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. The forebrain is nothing but the cerebrum and the diencephalon. Your midbrain is nothing but the corpora quadrigemina, and your hindbrain consists of the medulla oblongata, pons, isn't it? So now, and also cerebellum in the hindbrain. Okay, now we are going to concentrate on the peripheral nervous system and the autonomous nervous system in today's session. Okay, so before that, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel in Fancy Artist so that you can get the notification and also post which I post here, and also the worksheets and then question papers which would be useful for you to revise for the board exam. Okay, children, and myself is, I'm Renuka. I'm the science teacher. I have been working in the CBSE schools for more than 10 years and also in state board also. Okay, and today's session we are going to participate, or we are going to study about the peripheral nervous system in this session. Okay, now, so what is PNS? Is nothing but the peripheral nervous system. Okay, so it consists of the basic that is structure, the brain and the spinal cord nerves. No, it will be continuous. The nerves which are from the brain are known as the cranial nerves, and the nerves which are from the spinal cord is known as the spinal nerves. Okay, so these cranial nerves, no, which are of 12 pairs. How many pairs? They are of 12 pairs. So your peripheral nervous system is nothing but the nerves coming from the brain and the spinal cord. They constitute the peripheral nervous system. And your brain, the nerves which comes from the brain are known as the cranial nerves, and the nerves from the spinal cord are known as the spinal nerves. Okay, and your cranial nerves, they have the 12 pairs of nerves, whereas the spinal nerves will having the 31 pairs of nerves. Okay, clear? So this 12 pairs, no, they have both sensory and the motor nerves. This we are studying from the previous classes itself, what is sensory and what is motor. Your sensory means your sense organs, they are the receptors, they are the eyes, ears, nose and the skin. Okay, and then the motor is nothing but the muscle fibers. Okay, na? So this spinal nerves are nothing but the 31 pairs of nerves. There are of two roots. They are the dorsal sensory root and the ventral motor root. So it will be having to and fro nervous impulse. The signals, the impulses will be going to the spinal cord through the dorsal sensory route and coming back through the ventral motor route. Understood? So this is about the peripheral nervous system, which is nothing but the nerves coming from the brain and the spinal cord. I am clear, I think. Let me go to the peripheral nervous system. So this next we are going to say about the autonomous nervous system. This autonomous nervous system are nothing but they tell about the visceral nervous system. Visceral means what? They are the internal organs, the organs which are present internally, like your stomach, your lungs, your kidney, your liver. All those internal organs, they constitute the autonomous nervous system. So this system, what it will do, it will regulate the internal organs, it will regulate the visceral organs, and this system is consisting of two opposite antagonistic system. They are antagonistic means opposite to each other. They are nothing but the parasympathetic nerves, and another one is the sympathetic nerves. Okay, so they both, this parasympathetic and the sympathetic, since they are opposite in their actions, they maintain the steady state of the reaction. They maintain the steady state in the human body, in the living organism. So they also controls the involuntary actions of the internal organs, that is visceral organs. Okay, so involuntary means those activities which are not under our willpower. Voluntary is under our willpower. This I discussed in the previous session. I'll be sharing all those links along with this live session. Okay, so if you go back and see all my live sessions, you can get an idea on the genetics and the nervous system. Okay, for the class 10. Okay, now so autonomic means what? It is maintaining the visceral organs, internal organs inside the body. So it will regulate their internal secretions, and then they are of two type of nerves. No, one is parasympathetic and another one is sympathetic. These two nerves are, they are antagonists, they are opposite to each other. For example, if it increases the heartbeat or if it decreases the heartbeat, it will increase or accelerate, that is fastens. So like that, there are many functions they are going to play, they are playing in the living organisms. So that we will see in the next upcoming session. So now, not only that, since both are doing their antagonistic property, they maintain a steady state in the living organism. And not only that, all the actions are controlled by them. They are the involuntary actions, involuntary functions. Am I clear? So this is about the autonomous nervous system. Next is we are going to see about parasympathetic and sympathetic. So as I already told you, both the parasympathetic and sympathetic are opposite in their function. For example, if parasympathetic increases the flow of saliva, your sympathetic will decreases. Similarly, if it slows down the heartbeat, the opposite is sympathetic. They will accelerate, they will fasten the heartbeat. And then these will constrict the bronchi in the lungs. You know what is bronchi? It's the branch of the trachea which splits into two branches. There's the bronchus, and then the bronchi will be separated into two branches, and they finally end in the alveoli. It's the lung structure. Okay, so if the parasympathetic constricts the bronchi, your sympathetic will dilate the bronchi. Constrict means it will shrink. And then not only that, the parasympathetic will stimulate the peristalsis and secretion in the stomach. Peristalsis is a slow rhythmic movement of the food through the esophagus. If you are thorough with the digestive system, it will be very clear what is peristalsis. Okay, so parasympathetic will increases the peristalsis and their secretion, whereas sympathetic will decreases, opposite. And then this stimulates the release of bile from the liver. So the liver secretion, liver release is stimulated, is increased by the parasympathetic. The opposite will be the sympathetic. So, and not only that, your urinary bladder contracts with the help of the parasympathetic system only. All these functions are opposite to the sympathetic nervous system. So let me explain the opposite. What will be the opposite? There will be the decrease in the saliva, increases in the heartbeat, and then dilation. It means what? Elongation in the bronchi, and then stimulates or decreases the peristalsis secretion and stimulus in release of the bile. No, there it will be opposite. It will decreases the release of bile and contracts the bladder. So this is about sympathetic nerves. Okay, so it dilates the pupil, it inhibits the flow of saliva. Inhibits means reduces or even stops, and fastens the heartbeat, and it dilates the bronchi. So if you see, no, all this will happen under the control of hormones also. And we have discussed that nervous system and the endocrine system are both are interrelated, interconnected. Only with the secretion of the hormones these nervous system will function. Okay, so depending upon the environmental situation, human will react, and accordingly hormones will be secreted, and accordingly the organs will function. They will release their secretions. Glands will release. So the sympathetic dilates the bronchi and it inhibits the peristalsis, whereas the conversion of glycogen to glucose, there it is glucose to glycogen, here it is opposite. The next is secretion of adrenaline and noradrenaline. These are the flight or fight hormones and inhibits the bladder contraction. So this is about the sympathetic and parasympathetic. This is a simple way. Once you remember the parasympathetic, you can easily write the sympathetic. All are very simple concepts only in the peripheral nervous system and the autonomous nervous system. Okay, so far we have been discussing about the nervous system in the human beings, and tomorrow will be the revisit time with a worksheet. So please come and join the class in the tomorrow's live session also, and also share the live session so that it will be useful for your friends and relatives, those who are in class 10. Okay, so I am taking the session for the science. Okay, na? So we'll meet you in tomorrow's session, and we will recollect all the concepts in the tomorrow's class. Okay, and then if you are interested to join my class, you can also join in one-to-one interaction. It's a coaching class, and you can even share and subscribe my channel. It will be useful for your board exam preparation. Okay, children, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye, take care, and we will be posting the timing tomorrow.